Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara and today we are going to do another pick a card tarot reading or pick an animal tarot reading. And we're going to be diving into some messages that your spirit guides want to give you at this time. I felt really intuitively drawn to make this video right now. I feel like a lot of us need to get back in touch with our guides and they may have some new information for you to digest. So once you're ready, take a deep breath, relax, and ask out loud or in your head, spirit guides of mine, for love and light, for the greatest good of all, what messages do you have for me at this time? And once you've done so, take a look at all three of the mythical creatures on screen and select whichever one you intuitively feel most drawn to. Not which one is the prettiest or your favorite, just whichever one your eye keeps going back towards, you feel drawn into, that is your reading. We have group number 1 with the moth, group number 2 with the snail, and group number 3 with the rabbit. So select your group and you can either watch through or use the timestamps to skip ahead to your reading. You can certainly feel drawn to more than one group in this reading. Some of you may even feel drawn to all 3 groups in this reading. So if that's the case, it just means your guides have a lot to say to you right now. So take whatever resonates from these readings, leave anything that doesn't. Keep in mind this is a general reading for many people. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, I do offer a messages from your spirit guide reading on my website spiritpsychic.org, and that reading we will be only focusing on your specific spirit guides, on you and your very personal life. So if you want that, it's on my website. In the meantime, let's begin. Hello, group number 1, and welcome. Let's see what your spirit guides want to tell you today. So we're gonna pick 3 oracle cards, and these are going to represent the overall major themes and energies of what your spirit guides want to communicate with. And we're going to do a little bit of reading too, literally. So from the fairy wisdom oracle, you have magnolia, and the number 21 may be significant to you. So let's read about this and see what it means and what it's trying to tell you. So magnolia from the fairies. The key word here is focus. Delicate pink and white flowers dance in air's breath. Could it possibly be as beautiful and serene as it appears? The reality is yours to create. How are you designing your reality? Is your life unfolding the way you wish it to? Is what others see a clear representation of who you really are? Do you live from your authentic self? Where do you place your attention, on negatives or positives? Remember that you attract that which you focus on. Your focus is what creates your reality. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to dive too deep into it, but yeah, magnolia, your spirit guides want to talk about your life, and they just want to check in with you and ask, is this life that you're currently living, is this a good representation of who you are at a soul level? Really sit and meditate on that, literally meditate on that. I want you to, after this reading, maybe put on some meditation music and lay down or sit down and just breathe and think about, who am I at a core soul level, and see if that energy that you feel really resonates with the life that you've created for yourself. If it doesn't, you'll have some answers on what may need changing. Or you can ask your spirit guides, help me change my life and my reality into one that matches my soul perfectly. Create my reality, or help me create my reality so that it's in perfect harmony with who I am at a soul level. For some of you guys, this could even talk about, for example, your house or apartment. Are the walls and the decor really reminiscent of who you are? Do you really feel like it's your home, your space? Is your friend group with people who you really are inspired by and resonate with? What about the music you listen to? Does that sing in perfect harmony with your soul and your energy? These are the things to reflect about. What about the books you're reading? What about the movies you're watching? The goals you're working on, the career you're in, is it in alignment with who you are? We have Pachamama, Mother Earth. Everyone go ahead and drink some tea, some coffee, some water. I'm drinking yerba mate tea, which is very strong if anyone's ever had it. All right, the number 40 may be significant to you. I'm going to read this from the book as well. Pachamama represents the unconditional love that the earth has for all her children, including the stones, the plants, the animals, and humans. She is the goddess of earth, also known as Gaia, who pervades all creation in our planet. Thanks to Pachamama, our timeless soul can experience life in a biological body. The joy and pain we taste during our brief time on earth are invitations to discover the boundless love of Pachamama. So Mother Earth herself is coming through as a spirit guide in your reading. Also, I don't know why I'm looking at this fairy and I'm like looking at her hair. So I wonder if some of you are feeling guided to like cut your hair in some way or dye your hair in some way. This is a confirmation that you showed from your spirit guides if you've already had that idea. Anyways, she's coming through with an invitation, Mother Earth, and this is her invitation to you at this time. You are a child of the earth. Now's the time to eat right, love right, be joyous, regardless of the circumstances you may find yourself in. Be grateful for your life, your body, and all that nourishes you. Pachamama invites you to relish each breath, embrace your joy and pain equally, and discover love through both. Let Pachamama know how much you appreciate all her blessings with an act of service such as planting a tree, helping save an endangered species, or protecting the ocean. You know what's funny? I was just thinking recently of going to my local wildlife and collecting some seeds from some native species there and separating them from like different soils. So like I'll have some seeds in like a sort of salt or pepper shaker that'll go on like wet, shadowy shade soil. And I'll have another one for like drier, sunnier locations in my native area. That I had this idea, and I'll just go around, and if I ever just see like a patch of grass with nothing growing on it, I could just pull it out of my bag and shake it on the ground and, you know, help spread native wildlife in that way. So that's one way you could be of service to Mother Earth. Plant native for sure. It is so important to make sure that the plants and trees that you have on your little corner of the earth are native, because the whole ecosystem of the area you live in evolved with these species, and there are so many invasive species that are just absolutely obliterating local wildlife, animal populations, etc. Even plants, you know, just because a plant can grow somewhere doesn't mean it should be there. All right. And anyone who disagrees with that, you need to go back to school and learn science. I don't know. I'm getting so defensive over Mother Earth today. She really is coming through strongly in your reading as a spirit guide. So a lot of you may have a calling to work with her heavily this season. Okay. So definitely go to your library and check out a book on maybe like local species, birds, animals, things like that, and see what you can do with your corner of the earth. And it doesn't matter. You don't need to. Here's something that I'm seeing. A lot of you who selected group number 1, I wonder if you have this sort of dream in your head to have a lot of land, to own a lot of land, to have your own little homestead or farm, or even just like a private, like reclusive house with yard that's like, you know, with a border of trees, so it's very private. Something like that. I'm seeing a vision like that in your head. And a lot of you may be trying to manifest that. And Mother Earth is coming in to say, why would I give you that when you don't even do anything currently with the land you got, with what's around you in your community? You know, I personally live in a urban townhouse with a front yard that is like 3 feet by maybe like 8 or 9 feet. It is a very small space. And recently, like within the past year or two, I have been absolutely packing that space with plants, and it was so beautiful last year. There were hundreds of birds that visited that tiny little sliver of my yard. It was so, and there were snakes living in the grass, and slugs, which aren't super great, but you know, they're native. That's all that matters to me. Bees, beautiful birds that I've rarely seen in this area I've been living in my whole life. You know, beautiful canaries and finches, and it's just wonderful, guys. Cardinals, Pachamama Mother Gaia, Mother Earth is coming through and saying, let's work together this year. So it doesn't matter how big or small your space is, how can you fill it to the brim with plants or something that will really support your native local biome. Okay, it'll just make you happy too. Like, it'll nurture you as much as you nurture it. And here's the thing, guys, the thing about planting native plants, I really didn't think I would be talking about botany in this reading. The thing about it is, it's like the easiest way to be a gardener, because when you plant like native perennial plants, you literally don't even need to water them. You don't need to do anything. They're designed to live there on their own. All you need to know is like your soil type, how much sun it gets, and what native species would naturally grow on that land. And you can garden it, like you can plan it out in your head. Like, you can decide where you want to put trees or, flowers. Maybe you want a meadow. Maybe you want a little forest situation. Maybe you want a mixture of plants, Or even if you live in an apartment, you don't have anything. You can go into the great outdoors. You could do what I was thinking of and putting seeds, native seeds, in a little salt and pepper shaker and just shaking it about wherever I find some empty land, So I hope you do something to support Mama Earth today. Okay, you have a leg up coming out. Beautiful. And look at those polar bears. Polar bears may be one of your spirit animals, and the number 34 is standing out, so that may be a number of significance as well. But let's read all about this, and then we're going to get some tarot to see a story that your spirit guides want to communicate with you. I love this reading though. Your spirit guides are just coming through. Your spirit guides honestly feel really chill, like kind of like hippies, like just plant some more plants, man. Like, I'm seeing a lot of you may be guided to things like natural medicines and herbalism and gardening, green witchcraft, and I feel a calling from your soul to go in that direction, and maybe even have more sustainable ways to consume, instead of having to buy everything imported. Like, what if you made your own stuff? For example, for the past year, I've been buying a lot of pasta from Italy because I was reading about like the gluten content and how the laws are different there and how it's less harsh on your stomach compared to pastas that are made in the US, who has no food laws. And I was like, even though it's just like a $5 to $8 bag of pasta, it has to go on a plane or a ship, and that plane or ship has to consume a lot of fuel, and that fuel, pollutes and blah, 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 blah. What if I just made it at home? And you can make the same argument, well, the flour and this and that, whatever, I get it. But still, like, what if I just got back to the roots of what it means to be a human and lived more ethically and reduced my carbon footprint? Little things like carrying a reusable bag to the grocery store instead of getting those plastic bags. Like, that's so simple. Getting a reusable coffee cup to use at your local convenience store instead of the little paper ones they give you. Just things like that make you way more connected to Mother Earth. And when you're way more connected to Mother Earth, your psychic intuition is going to get so much stronger, first and foremost. You're going to feel so much happier, and a lot of you, you can sit here and preach about how capitalism sucks all you want, but if you're not doing anything to change your personal lifestyle, I mean, you're screaming empty words here. Learn to be a bit more reliant on your community, but also independent in the sense of, you can make and manufacture and do a lot for yourself. And life becomes so much more fulfilling when you have your little projects and your little breads that you're cooking. And, it's just cute. It's a cute little life. That's what I'm seeing. A cute little life for you guys. Okay, let's read about a leg up. You've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. I want to pause and say I am getting like a community feel from this. Instead of striving to buy a mansion one day so that way you can have your own personal gym and library and all these bedrooms that you're not going to use and these personal gardens. What if you use the local library and the public gym? What if you connected in your local parks with nature? Everything that you want and need in your goal and your dream is already accessible to you. That is what Spirit is saying. It's already accessible to you. You don't need to sit in misery or longing because you don't have your dream house or your dream life, because all of the elements of why you want it are already available to you. And the ironic thing is that usually when you tune into that in the present moment and you get all your needs met in the present moment and you really feel the feelings that you thought you would feel from getting your dream, ironically, that's oftentimes when your dream comes to fruition anyways, or you realize, why did I want that in the first place when this brings me so much more happiness? Why have a personal gym when I love, connecting with people and staring at people's butts at the gym that I go to? How would I have a cute little conversation about books if I am not going to the library? I have my own library. I say these things as if I don't want these things as well. I would love to have a huge library like in Beauty and the Beast in my house, but anyways, I think the reason, ask yourself, why do you want the manifestations you want? It's because you crave community. That's why. You want a big house with lots of rooms, so that way you have people staying in said rooms. You want a community. You want to talk to people. You want to be a part of the world. And that's already accessible to you. Help comes to you in all areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. Wow, that's the magical ingredient in your life right now. I feel like, and that's your major spiritual theme and lesson for right now, is learning how to balance independence and being able to do things on your own with relying on a community and a support system. And if you master that lesson, all areas of your life will improve. See, even things like love and romance, you may have been having some difficulty in that. And the reason why may be because you are either too hyper independent or too codependent and overly reliant on other people. See, this spiritual theme goes in many different areas of your life. Some of you may have been overly dependent on public resources because you didn't have financial independence, and that's an area where independence would be good, creating that balance. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Fool in reverse, and here we go again. The Three of Pentacles talks about a community. Teamwork makes the dream work. I see a lot of you will be working with other people, if not in a direct sense, getting inspired by other people and the community, attending community events. For example, let's just say you're into yoga. You're really into yoga and you've largely been doing it from YouTube or, online things, online events, pretty much by yourself. What if you got involved in the community and went to some local free classes or even paid classes, and you surrounded yourself with other people doing the same thing? The thing is, even if it's an online thing, it doesn't matter. When you're around other people who are doing the same things you're doing, interested in the same things that you're interested in, it really amplifies your own energy. Anyone who's been to a gym knows this. Try doing at-home workouts and then try going to the gym and doing workouts. When you're at the gym, 99% of the time, you're going to be working out so much harder. You're going to actually complete your workout, as opposed to when you're at home, you might get distracted or procrastinate. Oh, I'll just do it another day, blah, 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 blah. When you're in the environment, surrounded by other people doing the same thing, you're just so much more inspired to get things done. Your motivation increases. Everything increases, This is why people go to places like cafes and libraries to do their work, because it's so much easier to focus and really be productive when you're surrounded by people who are doing the same thing. And I see you sort of finding a community, relying on a community and support system in this next chapter in your life. This is, the energies that the universe and your spirit guides will be guiding you through is finding that support, finding that community. I am actually seeing here as well a message that if you selected group number 1, you may not believe me right now, but I feel like you are going to be leading your own communities as well in the future. And your spirit guides just want you to get a little sneak peek of that right now. And they want to show you like, this is like what we have in mind for you. Literally you leading your own communities. Say that you're into yoga. Like we said, you may be leading your own yoga workshops or groups or, I don't know. I don't do yoga. I don't know what they're called. Sessions or something, classes. I don't know. And you may be the one organizing it and marketing it and creating a community in that. I'm seeing a lot of you are called to be, spiritual healers, protectresses and protectors of the earth, and shamans, high priestesses. You may feel called to create your own spiritual community. I'm seeing someone here watching has the idea, or like a very faint idea in the back of your head that doesn't feel like it could be a reality yet, to run your own like women's circles, like women's healing circles or sound bath sessions or workshops, things like that. I really am seeing it. I'm also seeing some of you guys here watching may work really well with kids, and you're organizing like fun activities for kids to do in groups, things like that. And it feels so far off right now. Like you don't see yourself as this leader, as this visionary, as this organizer and community person. And spirit is saying you may not see yourself in that way yet because you are, I feel like a lot of you may be a little bit introverted right now. And spirit's saying the first step is to get your foot in the door in other communities. So start signing up for like online seminars or workshops or classes, groups, meetups, things like that are within your interest field. And I know a lot of you may not feel super comfortable going to like in-person events. I don't know. And if you're one of those people, there are so many events and things online. Start there and work your way up. But Spirit's saying just showing up is being a part of a community and having a community. Straight up, like literally just showing up, you are a part of a community. And that's the first step. And you're going to eventually learn and see how you can become a leader of your own community. Some of y'all might be cult leaders. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, some refreshing H2O. I just feel like you can't see it yet, but I swear to you, this is what your spirit guides are saying. We have the 6 of Swords. Yeah, you're growing in success and peace is what I'm seeing here. You've been doing a lot of your own personal healing, wish fulfillment, and, achieving your dreams in life is just so much easier when you have a community, when you have a support system to back you up. And we need to talk more about that because I feel like it's so rarely talked about. It's like, say you really are into reading, but books are so expensive and you're like, man, like there's so many resources, guys, so many resources. You don't need to make and spend so much money. I don't know, maybe it's just me because I grew up like super broke my whole life, but like any interest, any hobby that you have, there is a community, there is a support system that will allow you to indulge in that hobby, that interest for free or extremely cheap. Okay? Like I always wanted to learn how to ski, and I just so happened to like manifest on accident a very, very discounted ski trip because it was like a group thing, a community thing for a school that I didn't even attend, but I knew people who attended there. You know what I mean? Like there's so many ways to find your community, book clubs, yoga classes. You could probably even find classes on like baristaing or cocktail making. If not like in person, online, you can it's just there's so much fun stuff for you to do that doesn't even require money or needing to be well off. Page of Cups reversed. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel this massive calling from the universe for you to be a bigger part of the world of communities. And I feel like you may be feeling this too as well. There was something about the previous couple of years for you guys who selected group number 1. I feel like well, first off, there was COVID, of course. But also I feel like you were going through a lot of personal healing and we're really spending a ton of time alone. And that was definitely a required part of your life. Or if not a ton of time alone, just sort of hanging out with people who didn't really resonate with you, who weren't your community, you know what I mean? Like you may have focused a lot of your social energies on like dating or various friend groups that like never really resonated with your soul. That goes back to the Magnolia card here. Does your reality really vibe with who you are at a core level? And your spirit guides are asking you to restructure your reality to be more in alignment with your soul. You know, why are you friends with your current friends? A lot of you guys, the answer is because you just so happen to like meet them maybe in like school or through a partner or something like that. Like you didn't even consciously become their friend because you have so much in common or a lot of chemistry, you know? And your spirit guides are saying you deserve people in your life who you have so much chemistry with, who you really can talk to for hours on end nonstop and go out to brunch and shopping and it's super comfortable and, you know, have really good connection. Like that's what you deserve. Truly and fully. And Spirit is saying, you know, we want you to be more conscious when it comes to your reality and the reality you're sculpting. And we want you to be a leader in this earth. We want you to consciously choose and create your communities. That's the energy, the vibe that your spirit guides are directing you towards. And honestly, this reading feels like just an energy, a strong energy that this feels like an introductory reading where your spirit guides are saying, this is the next chapter for you. This is where we're pushing you. Okay. This feels like the beginning of a journey of connecting more with free resources or even paid resources in your community. Creating a community for yourself, getting involved in the interests that you're interested in, you know, whether that be online or in person. I love this for you. Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles. Exactly. Money shouldn't even be an issue. I feel like for some of you, money was your excuse for far too long. Like, oh, I can't have friends right now. I don't have money. I don't have a car. I don't have time. Blah, 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 blah. Dumb excuse. Not taking it. No excuses. Because you can do this with nothing. In fact, it was when I was extremely, extremely poor, in extreme poverty, that I learned things like foraging and gardening and living more off the land and relying more on the community in a positive way, you know. I had this false, dumb idea in my head that if I wanted to be happy, I had to have my own home with my own gym with like this and that and this and that and this and that. And you know what? That's because of our ancestors, especially if you're an American or from like a colonial country, like that was the dream, you know, get your own land, have your own home, rely completely entirely on yourself. It's very individualistic and totally strips away the need for community. Now, on the other hand, I've dated a few Turkish people in my life and they come from a very collectivist society. And that's like the exact opposite problem where they were constantly being people pleasers and letting people run all over them. You need to strike a balance. It doesn't matter what culture you come from, which side of the coin you fall on. A balance is so important. Stand on your own 2 feet, be an individual, but also have strong ties to the community, whatever community that is, your support system, and also consciously select your support system. For sure. Like that is amazing. Anyways, we have Temperance coming out as your final tarot card before we get some channeled messages from your guides. And this talks about Temperance and Six of Swords is a promise from your spirit guides that things are going to get better, more peaceful. Your emotions are calming down a lot. I feel like you're maturing a lot. And I feel like a lot of you have learned how to avoid relationships and situations that have high highs and low lows, and you're just finding this beautiful equilibrium in all that you do, which is just absolutely stunning, and you're just on the right direction, I think. But let's get some messages from your spirit guides. You have 2 cards that came out. You have Animal Kingdom. Yes, I love that. Animals of all types are extraordinary creatures and miraculous gifts to us. They've been our spiritual companions since the dawn of time. At this moment, they have lessons to share with you that will open your heart and soul. And then you have a father's love. This card has been coming out a lot recently. A father's love for his son or daughter never dies. The strength gained from such love is often unquantifiable, in that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason. Whether your father is still here or has passed, a father's love is one of the strongest bonds any of us will ever experience. So the spirit of your father, as well as any pets or animal relationships that you have, are actually really healing for you at this time. Even if you have bad experiences with either, like, there is some healing to be done there, or you possibly have already done some soul retrieval, some healing when it comes to these 2 types of connections. But yeah, I love this for you guys. Thank you for joining me. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below. I'd love to hear your takes on things. How are you going to build more of a conscious community for yourself? And do you believe your spirit guides when they say that you're going to be a community leader yourself who facilitates great peace, harmony, and, just returning back to the natural order of things in society? Like, you're going to be one of the leaders who does that. Do you believe that when your spirit guides say that, or no? Oh my gosh. And just let me know what you're intuitively feeling is going on for you at this time spiritually. I would love to hear. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I offer pick a card tarot readings. I'm starting to do a lot of single readings and some chit chats here and there, so it's really great. You can also tune into my second channel. It's called Spirit Psychic Tarot. On that channel, I do weekly, daily, monthly, quarterly, and yearly tarot readings for each zodiac sign. So that is a lot of readings each week for you guys. So go check that out. If you want a personal reading, one-on-one with me, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org, and I'd love to connect with you in that way, so hit me up. All right, thank you guys, bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. We're gonna get some messages from your spirit guides, whatever they want to tell you right now. We're gonna pull 3 oracle cards, and these oracle cards are gonna go deep into the overall energy and messages that they want to deliver to you, and we're gonna read them all from their various booklets as well. So from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, you have number 25, the oldest fairy. Okay, so let's read about this, the oldest fairy. Let's see what he has to tell you. The keyword here is timelessness. Okay, here, I'll hold it up to the screen as I read you a little story. Too often we view old age as a time of decline and illness, but aging has more to do with our belief systems than it does with the passing of time. Release all preconceived ideas of what getting older means. Keep busy, learn everything that you can, and do the things that you do. Challenge yourself. Do not put limitations on yourself due to age. Look at the oldest fairy. He is hundreds of years old and still going strong. All the younger fairies come to him so he can share all the knowledge he has gained over his years. With age comes wisdom to those who choose to use their time on earth in a constructive way. So keep on living and learning and taking good care of yourself. The little ones need to have you around to tell them the old tales and to guide their fresh young minds. Every person is useful down to their last moment on earth, for even in that last moment, one can impart wisdom. Visualize, speak, and think positively of your own marvelous body. It birthed you into this world and will birth you into the next when the time is right. It gives you pleasure in many different forms and helps you learn what you came to earth to learn. Divine Spirit expresses itself through your body. If you choose this card today, it may indicate that you need to spend some more time with the elderly, either working with them or listening to them. If there are elders with great stories to tell, tape those stories now while they can still be captured. Make sure that all wisdom is not lost. Every person has a story and important lesson to impart. Okay, I got a lot of different messages from that one card alone for you guys. First and foremost, a lot of you need to repair the relationship that you have with yourself and your body. And getting older, age is awesome. Like, oh my gosh, you may need to surround yourself with more role models who are older. Okay, so go ahead and find them online, in person, what have you. But, the one thing is, I feel like the reason why so many people view getting older as a bad thing is because there's definitely some people on this planet who, life goes on. And obviously life hands us challenges and traumas throughout time. That's just how it is, that's just life. And if you just let those traumas build and build and build, and you don't do anything to keep improving in life or bettering yourself in life, that trauma, that pain, it's going to turn into bitterness. And then that's when we get bitter old people who won't stop complaining and being rude to everyone. Ugh. Anyways, that is why I think there is such a prejudice against older people. However, the older people who continue to expand and learn and, carry on every moment like it's their last, like they are the coolest, easiest people to talk to on the planet. And so, yeah, I'm just seeing a need here for you to really connect with older generations in that way. And also with your own body and perspective when it comes to your aging. It's so beautiful. It's not anything to fight off. Okay. And also connect with any older family members. Ask them stories about, family history, what it was like for them growing up, what their parents were like, what they know about their grandparents, etc. Because you may want to know those things later on. Okay. We have the Andean cross coming out from your spirit guides as well. I'm also feeling here, some of you, I felt like your parents have passed away already. And I feel their presence extremely strong in your reading, like with you as a spirit guide, like, hey, I never left. Like, I'm still here. All right. Like, what do you think this is? Okay. So I just wanted to point that out because I do feel that energy very significantly. So if you have any parent that has passed away, they're here. They're still hanging out with you. Okay. Andean cross. The Andean cross represents the cosmology of the shaman. It depicts the 4 cardinal directions, the upper and lower worlds, and the steps to reach those realms. The hole in the center is a gateway to interdimensional travel, the proverbial eye of the needle we all go through to experience higher states of awareness and wisdom and to break free of linear time. Okay, so having the Andean cross come out upright for you from your spirit guides, this is an invitation from your spirit guides at this time. Here's the invitation. The Andean cross announces the start to a great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the mundane day-to-day to that which until now has seemed beyond your grasp. Allow new wisdom to guide you and stop trying to make sense of it all before you respond with a resounding yes. You know what I was thinking of when I read that? I was thinking of The Hobbit and how Bilbo Baggins was living his best life, day to day, reading his books and his maps and drinking his tea and stuff, same old day over and over and over again. And then one day Gandalf and a bunch of dwarves come to his house and they're like, let's go on an adventure. And he's like rejecting it, like, no, I couldn't possibly, like, all of those mountains and dragons and elves are just in my books and my maps. Like, it's not something I could possibly do. But it is. The opportunity literally came knocking. And I am seeing a similar energy for you, which is so funny because we also have the oldest fairy here who's giving off Gandalf vibes for sure. And I feel like there's an opportunity coming knocking for a new adventure in your life. And answer the call. Take it. I don't know what this opportunity is. You probably know what it is. So say yes to whatever new thing is coming. I'm seeing here, I just feel the presence of someone watching. who's a little bit older. You know, you might be in your 60s. I feel 60s feels right. I think you're in your 60s, whoever this message is for. And I don't know why I'm seeing, well, actually multiple situations now. I'm talking to everyone in their 60s. Some of y'all have an opportunity to make a pretty big move. And this could be very significant because you may have been living in your town your whole life or for most of your life. And you're thinking of making a big move. And I'm seeing possibly to warmer weather or somewhere like that, somewhere you never thought was possible for you. The answer is yes. Okay, make the move. Another person in their 60s in particular, I'm seeing here, you may have been single for quite a long time, or you were with one person for a really long time, whom you're no longer with, either divorce, death, I don't know, I don't care, not to be rude. And you have the new opportunity here to fall in love again. You're like, why would I want to do that, you know? And again, the answer is yes. Say yes to this opportunity. It's something that I feel like it just feels so far off in your mind. Like, I couldn't possibly do that, or that's just too much. How am I supposed to do that? Say yes. And it doesn't matter what age you are. If you pick this group, if you pick number 2, like, this is your message. There is something in your life. And currently, as you're watching this, you're in this perspective of, oh, that might be too ambitious, or couldn't possibly be me who does that. And actually, it is you. You can do this, okay? That's what these cards are saying. Next, we have why. Question of the century. Why? Just why? All right, we're going to read this from the book as well. Number 31 may be important to you. So let's see what it has to say. 31. Okay. There is great power in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question or getting this reading or, resonating with what we're saying. Looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it, this invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. Guys, I just have this feeling that your spirit guides are like kind of giggling to themselves, like ready to push you out on a whole new adventure in life. And it's going to be scary for you, but it's going to be so fun. Oh my God. Okay, so let's get some tarot and get more specifics. Just see what comes up. What do your spirit guides want to tell you right now? Maybe we can get some answers on the things that weren't very specific, like what this big adventure is. Oh, I just saw the sun flip over. Oh, 6 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Bilbo Baggins energy, quite again. Here's the thing, guys. I feel like a boredom from you. Like a mundane energy, like same old people, same old tired town you've been living in, same old job, same old everything. And I just feel like a really big shift is available to you, really big change. Like, just ask yourself, what if I just packed everything up and moved across the world? What if I just, completely changed my career? What if I quit my day job and just started a business? What if? 6 of Cups in reverse shows old connections, old friends, old business, old town. It's our familiarity. And normally when it's upright, it is a very positive card. We feel comfort and joy in catching up with the people we've known for so long and see how they've grown. But in reverse, it's like you don't get that joy. It's like same old people, same old town, same old energy. I'm getting a message for someone here, multiple people here, younger this time. If you're looking to be a divine creator, and of course the 8 of Pentacles came out in reverse as I was saying that, a divine creator online, and you find yourself getting worried about posting like your true ideas and creations on social media, unfollow or block everyone you know. Straight up. Everyone you know, especially from like your hometown who you like barely know. Unfollow them, block them, don't see them, because when you're creating things online, if you see a bunch of faces and names of people you like went to high school with or like grew up with, like you become so much more filtered in what you do. Honestly, first thing I did when I started posting more on Instagram in particular, I blocked all of my family members. Straight up. I can't block anyone on YouTube, but I blocked so many people, it's not even funny. I have like maybe over 100 people on my block list. So if you're looking to be a divine creator and you're having a hard time just like being yourself, consider doing that, I would say. You know, I feel a message here. For some of you, it feels like your hometown vibes are blocking you in life. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Like I said, a lot of you are 60 watching this reading. And yeah, I just feel like it's time for a change in scenery. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and this is exactly why it's important to know your why. Here is someone who is repeating the same task over and over and over again. Now, if this person's why was that they dream of being a world-renowned pentacle builder and they daydream of themselves being in museums, galleries, and known across the globe and having a community of pentacle builders, you know, that's what motivates them to repeat the same process over and over and over again. On the other hand, if they're just showing up to work for the paycheck and that's pretty much their why, that's the only thing into it, they are going to hate showing up and doing the same thing over and over and over again. You know, when there is passion and purpose and a why in what you do, I'm telling you, work turns into play. It becomes like a game, like a strategy game. You know, take this channel, for example. I make videos over and over and over and over and over again. If I was just in it for the money, I would have given up the first month, because let me tell you, the first several years of this YouTube channel, I wasn't making any money. So, you know, your why is extremely important. So that came out in reverse. So let's flip it back over. All right. Show me the money. What else? The King of Pentacles came out when I said that. In reverse. Yeah, King of Pentacles is definitely hometown energy. King of Pentacles is a bit of a greedy influence, you know, my way or the highway. It's someone who's been doing things the same way their whole life. Some of you may be working with someone or married to someone I'm seeing who it's like they've been living their life a certain way or running their business a certain way for the longest time, and they're not going to take suggestions. They're not going to be open to change. For example, it has been scientifically proven again and again that the 40-hour work week does not work in a corporate setting. And yet a lot of companies still don't implement a 3 or 4 day work week, even though it'll make everyone happier and it does not cost any more money. And in fact, usually it increases money. No one gets their pay cut checked, or like, you know, there's a way to organize work to maximize productivity and not waste time and have more time to your family and friends and all of that. But still to this day, so many businesses and companies don't implement that because, again, they've been doing things the same way. They're not willing to change. They're not open to change. And it's just ridiculous. So go ahead and be your own boss. Create your own lifestyle. Some of you guys may be, I'm honestly considering leaving your job here as well. If you have it in your mind to leave your job already, I feel like your spirit guides are saying that is a great idea. Nothing's going to change here. This is not an environment conducive to your mental health and well-being or financial and career goals at all. So why are you staying? And you know what? This message might be a little bit more serious. Some of you guys, I'm going to be honest, could be in a marriage with someone like this, where it's like they are greedy, their way or the highway, their way of doing things. They're not going to see things from your perspective. They never want to leave the house. They don't want to travel, go on a vacation, do anything new, make any updates in the house. They probably have a lot of earth energy, I imagine. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And you know what? Spirit's saying, why are you still with them? I mean, These things are hard though, to leave your job, leave your marriage, move, start over, build a whole new life. Like it's hard, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you got to go through that proverbial eye of the needle and change everything about your life. We have strength. See, you're strong enough to do it. This is what you don't see, but your spirit guides see. You are more than strong enough to do this. This is a big change, big travel, eat, pray, love moment here. Go ahead and watch that movie or that book. That's been coming up in readings a lot recently, that book/movie. You might find some messages there. 3 of Cups, connect with your friends, connect with your community. This is fun. This is beautiful, fun energy. Get out there and live your best life. Some of you guys need to go out more. Okay, go drinking, go to, some cafes, some brunches with the friends. This is your spirit guide saying, do this, guys. Have some more parties, travel. Also, if there's someone in your life who's like a wet rag, you don't even need to bring them. For example, I don't know why the heck. I don't know if this is like an American thing or what. Like everyone I know who's married, it's like they act like it's a crime to do anything without their spouse. And it's like, I know people who are married who they really want to travel so bad to like other countries and see more of the world, but their spouse doesn't. So they just don't go. I don't understand that. It's like, why can't you go without them, Like, if they don't want to go, they don't want to go. It's not like you're saying, I'm going without you. It's like, I would like you to go, but if you don't want to, that's okay. But I want to do this in my life, so I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a crime. It's not a crime to have your own life. And I don't know why. I feel like some of you need to hear that. Some of you need to have a life outside of your job as well. Your spirit guides are just frying you down. I feel like they're just really lovingly, actually, encouraging you to seek the life that you want to live, honestly. Life is too short to not do what you don't want to do. I'm seeing a really big glow up for a lot of you as well. And again, it feels like you were in the same stuck position for a long time. I am feeling a lot of you are coming out of a long marriage that was very boring. A lot of you may be coming out of a long career that was very boring. And I'm seeing this sort of like, well, what can I do now? It's like an excitement. Like, I'm going to start dressing different. I'm going to start traveling more, going out more. Like, this is really fun and exciting. That's the sort of energy I'm picking up on. And we have the 8 of Cups. Yes, guys, it's safe for you to walk away. And I feel like your intuition is already telling you and showing you what you could do. Honestly, some of you have this idea in your head and you think it's way too crazy. Some of you may be thinking of moving abroad. Some of you may be thinking of just doing some very extensive traveling, or, you know what, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to, book up a cabin for 3 months and I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to write and create and connect with the people in that small town, I'm seeing that sort of vibe for a lot of you, where it's just a big, crazy idea and your spirit guides are saying, you know what, you can do this. So I really like this reading. It's so inspirational, but let's get some more direct messages from your spirit guides. Okay. We have a card that came out. Okay, you have caregiver. And you know what? I'm seeing a vision for some of you. This may be a little bit dark to talk about, but I don't think you're going to take it as a dark subject if it applies to you. So if it doesn't apply to you, keep your mouth shut. But I do feel like some of you may have been caregiving for someone older or sickly. And I do feel for some of you, this person has already passed away. And the thing is, for the while that you were caregiving for them, obviously you couldn't necessarily do a lot of the fun things that you wanted to do, like travel the world or, take like a 3 months long vacation and go write a novel or something crazy like that. But, this may have happened. And of course, it could be sad, could be mourning, whatever. However, this is not what this reading is about. Your spirit guides are saying, take a look at the freedom that you have, the ability that you have to do this. Some of you guys, I'm also seeing you may have actually broken yourself out of a very toxic, narcissistic relationship as well. Like I said, it feels like something where you were in it for a long time. It was a lot of hard work. And it kind of, for whatever reason, restricted what you could and couldn't do. And so yeah, we're seeing that here. We are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love that you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives. Just as you received care and love at the start of your life, caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. I just want to pause and say this could also relate to animals, okay? So you may have been caregiving for an elderly animal as well, or something like that. Or even kids, you know, honestly, if you had young kids and now they're in school, it's like, well, you could do some more wild and out things, and you aren't going to be a bad person, a bad parent for traveling and having a full life with children. I'm just being honest here. Like, you know, I think if anything, that is really cool, and that will help your children learn some independence and also, you know, look up to you and see all the nice things that you're doing in your life. And that really teaches someone self-love, you know, not to just abandon all your wants and needs just because you have a family. So I think that's really cool. The next message that came out for you from your spirit guides is ground yourself. Beautiful. And it says, being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow Spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with the divine source. Beautiful message. So breathe a little deep, free yourself from distractions. Whenever I feel ungrounded, I just like to clean. I just clean my house. And we have find your center. Your outside world is a reflection and a manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? Beautiful message. Okay, guys, that is your reading. Thank you for joining me. And I just saw 2323 on the clock. I love that. Angel numbers confirming everything here. The number 2 has to do with your relationships with the world, with yourself, with others. And the number 3 talks about change and creative expansion. So really, your spirit guides are saying, take a look at the ideas that you have on your mind. They aren't too crazy. You should and you could do them. Start looking into how you can get started. Start looking into, you know, the practicalities involved. Start planning it. Literally start planning it. Just take a look at airplane tickets. Take a look at, you know, whatever. I think you'll realize, oh, I can actually do this if I want to. And your spirit guides are saying go for it. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Like this video. Comment how it resonated down below. I would love to hear your stories, guys. And subscribe if you have not already. I offer pick a card readings like this on the channel regularly. Plus, I'm starting to do more single tarot readings every day and some talk videos, some chit chat videos about spiritual subjects here and there. So subscribe for that. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. You can also always check out my second channel, Spirit Psychic Tarot, here on YouTube. I do weekly, monthly, daily, yearly, quarterly tarot readings for each zodiac sign there. So it's a lot of content a week for you, okay? Thank you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what your spirit guides want to let you know today. So we have 3 major oracle cards here with the major points and messages that they want to get across, and we're going to do a little bit of reading from each of the corresponding booklets as well. From the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, you have Bad Dragon coming out with the number 3. Beautiful card. The art is very beautiful. I love the colors. Let's read about it. Okay, the keyword here is judgment. The Bad Dragon card indicates that you or someone else is being chastised. Look within. Is it you judging yourself, a situation, or someone else? View a situation from all sides and ask what lesson it has for you. Release all judgment of yourself or another or a particular situation. For who are you to judge? You draw to yourself the events of your life. You alone must take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. All is but a lesson, so focus on what you have learned. Be easier on yourself and others. After all, even a dragon can have a bad day once in a while. What lessons have you brought into your life? Happiness, sadness? It is through your own powers of manifestation that you create your reality. Your thought patterns and corresponding actions are responsible for your world. What you have thought and done in the past has manifested in the present. So, what do you want to change in your present life? What do you want to manifest into your future? Can you see that your life is a story in which you get to write the next page and the page after that? The past is just a lesson to learn from. Take the information you've acquired and move forward. Leave any fears, guilt, or anger behind. Beautiful message there. A lot of you, your spirit guides want you to release resentment from past situations, how you've acted in the past, how other people have acted in the past. And, releasing resentment, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, it doesn't mean that how you acted or how others acted was okay or perfect. It really doesn't. It just releases your attachment to that feeling. It releases the poison in your own heart center and allows you to return back to peace. So let that happen. We have the Gatherer coming out in reverse. This is what it looks like upright. Beautiful card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And the number 21 may be of significance to some of you as well. Let's see what the message is here. The Gatherer spirit is very beautiful. Before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. Now, when these cards come out in reverse, it's kind of like your spirit guides wanting to give your soul a little bit of medicine, a little bit of healing. So let's read about it. Do not wander too far afield in search of what spirit has already provided. Practice paying it forward, being thankful in advance of receiving. If you are in a scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond current conditions and you will find the bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. Okay, so what this talks about is actually learning how to be in an abundance mindset and tuned into the flow of abundance. And this lesson has been coming through quite a bit for the collective recently. For like the past 2 months, I've noticed. And the flow of abundance, the energy of abundance, it is always available to you 100% of the time. And how you tune into this may be what you're lacking information on. Okay, let's just say you have like no money in your bank or in your wallet, you're stressed. Obviously, that can easily create a scarcity mindset, no doubt. Okay, however, you may be very abundant in ideas for businesses, for jobs, for what you can do to get money. Okay, and that when you tune into those ideas, instead of letting your mind dwell and focus on, oh my gosh, this sucks, I have no money, that is you tuning into the flow, the energy of abundance. Okay, it's not saying or lying to yourself, oh my gosh, I have so much money. When you're super broke, that's not what we're talking about. The energy of abundance is always present in your life 100% of the time. You just have to search for it where it's at. For example, and this is how nature works as well. Let's just say you are craving strawberries, but it's the middle of March. And strawberries don't grow in March where you live. Okay, you can sit here and cry and be very upset, like, oh my gosh, I just don't have any strawberries. What the heck? What's going on here? And you're wasting time. You really are wasting time because, it may be, I don't know, October and there's an abundance of squash and green beans or whatever the heck grows in October. You know what I mean? You could be stuffing your face with an abundance of food, but you're too busy crying over mangoes and strawberries that aren't even in season where you're at. I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing here. So abundance is always available to you. You just have to know where to look at it. Now, let's take this lesson and apply it to your personal life, okay? There will be seasons in your life where you are going to be extremely abundant in one area, and perhaps you will not be as abundant in other areas. Such is life, okay? As much as I would love for you to be abundant in every single area all of the time, that will never happen, okay? I mean, it may happen, but it's not gonna happen for your entire life, you know? So ask yourself, where are you dwelling at right now consciously? Like, where are you focusing at right now that is keeping you stuck in this poverty mindset? Okay, you may not have that much money right now. You may be suffering health-wise. You may have, no boyfriend or girlfriend. You may be as single as a Pringle. You may have no friends, okay? You may be having a creative blockage or no motivation. It doesn't matter where the lack is. What is abundant in your life that is positive and beneficial and conducive for your growth, okay? You may have an abundance, and I use this example like a billion times, and I'm going to keep going. You may have an abundance of books on your shelf waiting to be read. You may have an abundance of empty sketchbooks waiting for you to sketch in, an abundance of flour in your pantry waiting to turn into bread. You may have an abundance of ideas for businesses that you just need to get started on. You may have an abundance of wisdom in your noggin that you should share with the world. You may have an abundance of time that you can use to work or keep yourself busy or contribute. You may have an abundance of friends to talk to and help and rely on and get support from. And the funny thing is, when you focus on what you do have in abundance, oftentimes that abundance will begin to overflow and pull into the other areas of life where you are lacking. For example, let's just say your father is a potter. He has his own pottery studio and tons of clay. You have an unlimited amount of access to pottery equipment and clay. And if you are lacking money right now, and you're stressed because you don't know what your sole purpose is, you don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. What if you focused on the abundance that exists and you just started taking out your stress on the pottery wheel, and you start to make these pottery stuff over and over and over again, and you end up making these very beautiful, interesting pieces that are extremely unique in your own personal style. You now have the tools to open up your own store and start selling your stuff and making money from that. You know what I mean? Like, that abundance can have the potential to overflow in the areas where you're feeling a lack anyways. Or let's just say you have a ton of money and you work all the time, but you don't feel like you have a really good social life. You can talk to your coworkers, invite them out on your lunch breaks, or, you may join some online forums or classes or networking events where there's a lot of people there in similar fields that you're in, and you can meet them, you can talk to them. It may pour over into other areas of life. So whatever the heck is missing in your life, I don't care how bad I don't care if you're homeless living on the streets and you got syphilis. Like, I don't care what your circumstance is. There is abundance in your life. So there you have it. That's the message from your guides. Regeneration. Ooh, I love this because it shows there was a wildfire here and beautiful plant is, making the most of this situation, using the ashes as nutrients to grow once again. How beautiful is that? And we're going to read this from the booklet, of course, and then we're going to dive into some tarot to get more specific messages. The number 46 may be significant to you guys in some way. Regeneration. Second chances are available to you right now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. A rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. And isn't that so funny that this card came out with that message alongside the bad dragon card that said, you need to forgive, you need to let go of the past because the future is here, it's ready, it's available, and it's much better than what you've experienced. But if you keep dwelling on what you lost, on what didn't work in the past, on this, that, the third, you're gonna stay stuck in that past. And there's clearly new life emerging. So let's get some more specifics. What do your spirit guides want to tell you? Whew, how are you guys doing? Just generally, leave it in the comment section. I wish I could like live chat with all of you guys. You know, I never actually considered doing live readings before, but now I'm kind of thinking about it. Maybe not on YouTube yet. I want to like, you know, get more of an audience here before we start doing live stuff. I want more people to participate. What do your spirit guides want you to know? First card out, 10 of Cups. This is happiness in community and home and family relationships. So beautiful. You really do have a loving support system around you, even if you can't see it, you know? You know, you're reminding me of a friend of mine. And, you know, she's had a really rough going at life, you know, these past 2 years, let me tell you. This past year specifically, really rough. And, you know, her family took her back in and really just, you know, gave her a roof and so much support, so much practical support. The thing is, they're not a perfect family, though. But nobody's family is. But, like, they were willing to help her. And, you know, if she were to let the resentment of everything that happened in the past amongst them cloud present day reality, like she would be in this lack mindset, you know? So I kind of see how this reading correlates with you, because it's trying to say, like, there's a new start here. There's a second chance. Things are much healthier at this point in your life than they were in the past, including your relationships, honestly, with anyone in your life. Like, in the past, they may not have been the most healthy-minded, but they've grown. You've grown. The circumstances have changed. And some of you guys may benefit from a heart chakra healing, cleansing meditation. So you may want to check that out. There's a ton of them for free on YouTube. But 10 of Cups shows so much happiness in your love life, fulfillment. We have the 9 of Wands in reverse. Fear, exactly. You were hurt in the past. But there's a new opportunity at love in your life presently, and your spirit guides want you to take it. There's a new opportunity to be happy with your family life, with your love life. And again, your guides want to take it, want you to take it. For some of you, this could be a second chance with someone from your past, although I'm not necessarily seeing that for most of you, to be honest. This more so feels like a second chance at love, and you may be very weary at it because of everything that happened in your past. If it's not romantic love, this could be talking about something else. I don't know why I'm getting the message for some of you. You may be pregnant and you had maybe some bad experiences with infertility in the past and you're very fearful this time around. But, you know, I feel like you still need to heal that trauma from your body, cleanse that trauma away from your body, and embrace this present opportunity, this present moment for what it is, and just let it be whatever it is, you know? Like, I don't know why. That's a very random, specific message that's coming through. Some of you need to let your walls down a little bit, be open-minded to the fact that people can change. People oftentimes do change, and be open to forgiveness, be open to having your heart space available once again. Let's see what else comes out. I love the energy though. I just feel like there's new love, new success emerging for you. Okay, you got 2 cards, 7 of Wands in reverse and 4 of Pentacles. Guys, I feel like you're being a little over defensive. I'm not gonna lie, like over defensive because you're afraid of getting hurt again. And many of you may be holding on to safety, holding on to security. Your body may still be in like fight or flight mode, you know, just very reactive, like waiting for something negative to happen. To me, this feels like if you got out of like a really awful narcissistic or like abusive relationship, for example, and then it's like you start dating someone new and they're really healthy, really good for you. But you're so traumatized from the past, like you're just looking for the red flags, getting defensive when you don't have to be. And, you know, it'll take time to soften up and trust again, you know, but I don't know why, guys. I am seeing defensiveness, you know, focus on what is going good. You guys need to train yourself to look towards the green flags, look towards the abundance in your life right now, and honestly, be a little bit more positive and optimistic about life. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm tuning into your energy, and I know that you have a reason to be pessimistic and to feel down. Like, I know for a fact, if you selected group number 3, you have been through a lot in life, more than what most people go through. I get where you're coming from. However, your spirit guides are coming through to say that your success, your happiness, your love, your manifestations are gonna come through for sure, but it's gonna require you to tune into the flow of abundance, just how we described earlier. Look at where your life is abundant. Look at where your relationships are really positive, you know? You guys honestly would benefit from something as simple as writing daily gratitude lists. I feel like that will drastically transform your energy for sure. When you look in the mirror, point out all of the beautiful aspects about yourself as well. Like, gratitude, practicing gratitude is gonna be like the healing balm that your soul needs right now in order to manifest what you want to manifest, but also like open your heart back up to love. I feel like you're almost like a traumatized, shaking chihuahua. And you just got adopted into a very loving home and family that just wants nothing but to give you every toy and the most expensive food and take you on walks and everything that you want. And it's so beautiful. Actually, funny, we mentioned that. For some of you, you may not resonate with this reading, but you have someone in your life who is this shaking chihuahua that we're reading into. This could be someone you're dating who's afraid. This could be an animal you have adopted who's afraid. This could be someone like that. So you could fall on either side here, where you're the loving one, you know, wanting this person, this thing to open up, or you're the traumatized one. Time and trust building exercises, guys. Looking on the positive. Oh my gosh, all of these things are going to be so healing. We have temperance in reverse. Yeah, you might have high highs, low lows, mood swings, things like that, as your body, mind, and soul adjusts to stability and abundance that is already in your present life. That's the thing. It's like, you don't even realize you're in a good situation. Like a chihuahua who's been abused and in a shelter and gets adopted into a new loving family. They don't know that family loves them and, you know, wants the best for them yet. I feel like that's literally you. You are in a circumstance where you don't yet realize that abundance is already accessible to you. You just need to learn how to look at it. That's the missing component that you know, were feeling. Your eyes are still stuck on the lack. Lack will always be available to you in life. As long as abundance exists, because when abundance exists, everything exists. And so, yeah, it's like light and shadow. They both need each other to exist. We have strength coming out as your last tarot card. Look at that. Yeah, guys, you are strong. You can do this. I really honestly love this reading because I just feel so much love, so much support, like really enjoying life is coming in for you. Your spirit guides are saying this is accessible to you right here, right now. This feeling is accessible to you right here, right now. Practice gratitude. Practice looking at the green flags. Practice looking at everything that's going right in your life. See the abundance where it's at. Focus on the abundance. That abundance will overflow into the other areas of your life, we promise you. That's what your spirit guides are saying here. There is a newer, healthier life emerging for you. Tune into it. Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, we're going to finish off with some specific messages from your spirit guides, from the Spirit Messages Oracle. So what do you want to tell group number 3? Okay. We have light. Oh my gosh. Light refracts from your shadow. It is more than I thought would exist. That song is Angels by the XX. It may have some lyrical meaning for you, so go check it out. We have imagine yourself as being composed of energy and light, because in reality, that's precisely what you are. You are a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is a time to remember how vibrant you truly are. Exactly. All of these messages talk about look on the bright side, find your light. And I'm not saying this in like a toxically positive way. Like, this is coming from your spirit guides. They're giving you permission to tune into that abundance. And we have study. A lot of you guys will be reading a lot more, studying a new thing, learning something new. Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether that's learning old things in a new way or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind, yes. And your flow of abundance may exist in an area of study. Like you may have a really good opportunity to learn something new, to learn a lot of new things. Final message out is be proud. Yeah, look at the beauty within you. It's time to celebrate all that you've achieved, all that you are, and all that you will become. Every once in a while, it's important to stop and acknowledge what you've achieved and to be proud. Guys, a lot of you have already manifested things that past you would have died for, and you've not even stopped and acknowledged that. I honestly feel, group number 3, that you're being a little bit blind to your own amazingness, to your own achievements, your own success. Like you're already living quite a prosperous life in a lot of ways, but you're not seeing that. Your eyes are fixed on the wrong direction, and your spirit guides just wants to like turn you. It's like you're standing in the right place, but you're facing the wrong direction, and spirit's just like taking your shoulders and turning you, and they're like, look at that abundance. And you're like, oh, cool. And then you keep walking in that direction. So it's really, really amazing and awesome and wonderful. And I think you guys need to realize how awesome your life is. And you know what? I know for a fact that some of you may, in fact, argue with me in the comment section. Laura, how can my life be awesome? Like, I just got fired. I have no money. I got divorced, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. That's, if anything, if you comment that, that's only proving the point of this reading even further. Okay? Spirit's trying to turn you in the right direction here, and it's all about your perspective. It's not even about like any special change you need to make. You don't need to add a special ingredient in your life. You're already where you need to be in order to be like abundant and happy and in love and at peace. It's really just a matter of changing your perspective. So that's what your spirit guides wanted to let you know today. Thank you for joining me. Like this video for sure. It helps me out because then I can see that you want more readings like this. Comment how this resonated down below. I love hearing your stories so much. You don't even understand. And subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I offer pick a card readings very regularly, and I started offering more single readings as well as spiritual chit chats. So subscribe to tune into that. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my goddess energy intention oil there and some spiritual life coaching sessions there. If you are interested, I also have a second YouTube channel called Spirit Psychic Tarot. On that channel, I offer weekly, monthly, yearly, and daily tarot readings for each zodiac sign. So it's quite a bit of content. So if that is, something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe to that channel, okay? Thank you guys. Bye-bye.